All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over how to use ClickUp to process, organize, follow up any leads that you have. And these would be leads that you've met over social media, in person at networking events. It doesn't matter where you connected with them at. Everybody that could turn into a client needs to come into this system, and you're going to funnel them through pitching, follow up, discovery call, onboarding, or putting them as a cold lead. They're not interested right now. So this is going to save you a lot of time. It's going to help you be more efficient in the way that you market yourself. And so let me just walk you through. You can use multiple different platforms. Trello works, Monday.com works. It's just important that you find a system that works for you, whether you're a visual person or more of a list person. The last thing you want to be doing is using Post-it notes, notebooks, random note apps on your phone to keep track of who you talked to, what you talked about, what prices you quoted them. You don't want any of that to get confused, because that's how you lose out on money in the long run. So I like ClickUp. It's free. You'll be able to copy this template. I'm going to show you, provide you a link to that at the end of this video. And so all you have to do is sign up for free and then upload this template, and you'll be ready to go. So here's how it works. With ClickUp, you have a list view, which you see here. And then you have a board view, which is more of your visual, because you can drag your leads through the different stages of the process. If you are familiar with Trello, you, I'm sure, are very familiar. This looks very familiar to you. But I'm going to walk you through first the list view. So like I said, anytime that you meet somebody that could potentially go from just a connection at a networking event to a client, you want to add them by clicking the little plus sign here. Add them as a lead in this list. You're just going to enter their name and hit save, and they will be added here. When you add them, you want to go in and add the little bit of information about how you met them, what they might be interested in, or let's say it's a business that you saw online and you really would like to cold pitch them, put a little note in here, like what you were thinking, what attracted you to them, what services you think would be a good fit to pitch them, just so you don't forget them later. And so forget this part real quick. So you're going to just put that little bit of information in here, and it will save it automatically when you click out of there. A little bit of overview here. You can put to-do lists in here, subtasks. You'll be able to include attachments for future reference. The key with using a project management tool like this for organizing your leads and follow-up is to make sure that you live and breathe in the system. You're not leaving little tidbits and notes here and there. Like, everything should be notated in this document. When you hop on a discovery call with somebody, you should open up this screen. Your screen should look like this, and you're taking notes actively or immediately after the discovery call within this window. So we've got their initial lead card made. They're in our list. Now, here's where we can change the status of where we're at with that client. So you're going to click this little square. So he's a lead, but now we need to prepare a pitch. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to segment him off so that you quickly see, oh, these are people that I need to prepare and send a pitch for. So, we've already gone over pitching and your proposals. What you're going to do is you're going to open up his card. You will have already downloaded your proposal, maybe your initial pitch. You haven't, whatever you're sending to them, maybe you haven't prepared pricing yet because you guys still need to hop on a discovery call. But whatever you are sending them, if you have an attachment, upload it here, and then you will you can either copy and paste that pitch email in here if you want, or you can just put pitched 7/26, and that way you have quick reference to know like when things are happening. And so I'm going to click out of here, and so we just emailed them their initial pitch, whether it's, hey, I saw your information online, I think I could help in X, Y, and Z area, whatever that looks like. Or if they asked you to send them a pitch, which does happen, whatever, everybody falls into this at some point. So we've sent them a pitch. And so the next step is we're going to follow up with them in 3 days. So we're going to click follow up in 3 days. It's going to change there. So I'm going to immediately go over here and set a reminder for myself. So let's say, I wanted to go back here. Okay, so it's the 29th actually. I like to do business days, so 1, 2, 3. So the 3rd of August, I want a reminder sent to me that says, hey, you need to send a follow-up email to so-and-so or a follow-up text, whatever you're using. And you'll get an email from ClickUp, as well as when you log into ClickUp on your dashboard, it'll show you anything that is due for that day, which makes it super easy to stay on task. So let's say it's been 3 days. We haven't heard anything. We need to send another follow-up communication. So you're going to click on this box here. You're going to send your email, and then we're going to update his status to follow up in 1 week from the 3rd. So we have to go over here and change our due date, which would be August 10th. So then we're good to go. And you're notating all of this within his card at the same time. Any communication I sent an email, didn't hear anything, followed up at 3 days. We'll follow up again in a week. I'm very detailed, so I'm going to put all of that information inside that card. So let's backtrack just a little bit. So we followed up at 3 days, and we're going to follow up again in a week. How often do we follow up? My philosophy is 3 days from the initial pitch, 1 week after that, 3 weeks after that. And if I haven't heard back in 3 weeks, I'm going to assume it's a no, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to communicate with them. So I like to send just a very personable communication at 6 months, just really seeing if they have filled the spot, if they still needed help, and congratulating them if they have. It just keeps you in their mind for future projects. So you're going to follow up at 3 days, 1 week, 3 weeks, and 6 months. If in the meantime, though, you do hear back from them, and they say, no, I'm not interested. Well, you immediately go down here and click not interested, and it's going to move them off of your leads list. And then, if you ever do want to follow up, you'll have all their information. Let's say they follow up with you after 1 week and they say, yes, I would love to jump on a discovery call. So then you're going to click they're in discovery call status. Now with this, what I would do is I would change the date to whatever date they booked the discovery call, so that I, just have that noted in my mind. And again, all communication with them is, noted in here that they emailed, said they were interested. They booked a discovery call for such and such date. I sent my questionnaire to them, whatever important details are all in this card. So when the day comes and it is time for the discovery call, all you have to do is open up that lead sheet, and you have all of your communication there. You can take all of your notes from the call. And then whenever immediately after the call, you're going to prepare your pitch for them, and you're going to note and you're going to upload that proposal, the pitch that you created in Canva, right into ClickUp. So when you are doing follow up again, you have all of that information right there. And so it just makes it a lot easier. So let's say you did your discovery call and you have all information, you sent them the pitch. Here's what I'm going to do. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so click on the status button again. And the way I like to do it is I'm going to start the follow-up phases again. So I'm going to follow up with them at 3 days after the pitch. And I know that I've already sent them the proposal because it's all noted in there. I'm going to change the date. Same deal. 3 days, 1 week, 3 weeks, and 6 months. Again, if I don't hear back from them after the discovery call, after that 3 week window, I'm going to assume that they're not interested, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't follow up them. So I'm going to put them in the 6 month mark, that I'm going to follow up with you at this point. And then if I don't hear anything back after 6 months, I'm going to put them in the not interested. You can take out any of these that don't fit you. Like if you're like, I just really don't think I need to follow up at 6 months, it doesn't work for me, that's completely fine. But the exciting part is, let's say you have the discovery call, you follow up after 3 days, they say, yes, I'm ready to onboard. I want to sign a contract. I want to pay an invoice. All you have to do is click ready to onboard, and it's going to create a list for you so that you'll know when you sit down, maybe you sit down once a week, twice a week to onboard any new clients, you'll have a list and all of their information. And we'll get into this into a different module about the onboarding process, but we will use a similar board for ClickUp with your anybody that said yes, their information. So it's going to walk you through the steps of having them sign the contract and having them pay their invoice, and making sure you've sent them stuff to do their kickoff call. So we're going to have all of that, but at least this way you've gotten that yes. You're creating a list of people that this week I need to go in and I need to start the onboarding process. So with any kind of system for lead follow-up, it's all about finding what works for you. This has taken me several years to really nail down. I've tried a lot of different things that I just wasn't happy with. I really, really am happy with ClickUp right now. And so I just thought I would share this with you, but feel free, change the status names, change the frequency of follow-up, whatever you find works for you. And as I mentioned before, if you are not much of a list person, you can use the boards. And so instead of having to go in and click and change them, you can say that, Jane Doe is in this section. It's really whichever is preferred for you. So anyway, make it what you want. Find what works for you. The key to remember is keep it organized, live and breathe in your system. Make sure you're following up and not just sending that pitch out into the void and going, well, they did never book a discovery call with me. Well, after the discovery call, they didn't want to move forward. Like those are things that can be followed up with, and you're going to increase your likelihood of getting that yes. So anyway, if you have questions, you know how to reach me. I am happy to walk you through in any of your coaching sessions, how to tailor this to you, how to decide what's going to work best for you and your clients and your leads. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions.